Hey everyone, my name is Baraj Gill and it is a great morning here in Surrey, BC, Canada. I'm just gonna show you. Look how great it is outside this morning. Oh, you can see my crystal grid. If you can look past the trampoline there, it's like, but I love it. I love it. I love mornings like this where there's an overcast, it's a little misty outside. My son has gone to football. He had to go. One of the other moms drove him. They're going out to UBC and I couldn't take him, which sucks because I love watching his games because I have to go pick up a big soap order today in stock. So I'll be like working all day. But anyways, today's vlog is about relationships and how to make them work. Like, how can we really work with our children, with our spouse, with our parents? And when do you know not to? When do you know it's over, it's done, forget it, I'm out? All right, so subscribe to the channel. That was a long introduction. All right, so I am going to start with my son because that's really the only super long-term relationship that I have had. He's 15 now, and he's the one that I have been with every single day for 15 years. Now, people describe Armand as grounded, an old soul, kind. He's got his moments, don't get me wrong. He's a teenager. He spazzes as well. Not all the time, but he does. And I just want to say why. I want to say why his temperament can't always be manipulated or controlled. As a parent, but we can learn how to work with our children's temperament. All right, so the way I have always handled all of my relationships, not just my relationship with my son, is I've always tried to work with the other person as a team, in togetherness, not in separation. And I was actually on Joy TV, the Harpreet Singh show, just a few days ago, and we talked about this in human beings. Human beings see themselves as so entitled and separate from everything else, from everybody else, not just everything else, but everybody else. And the only thing they seem to fear are the government, taxes, law enforcement, or God. And that's ego, right? Like, most human beings' egos tell them that they're better than the other person or the situation. There's always this separation. When you think you're better than something or somebody, there's always going to be a separation between you and them. Now, when you hold this mentality of superiority, you're going to parent like that too. You're going to take that into your relationships, whether it's a spouse, your own parent, your child, your grandparent, your teachers, your employer, your employees. It will spread. So what you want to do to eliminate the differences between you and your other human counterparts or animals or whatever is you want to see the similarities between the two of you, three of you, whoever. And how can you do that? How can you see the similarities? It's when you start looking at other people as a team, as an extension of you, as your other arm. How do you do that? I did that with my son as he was growing up. Whenever he would come to me with issues, whether it was complaints from school, from kids, or from teachers or whatever, I never let him feel superior and right over the other person. I always gave him a scenario, a situation, and we always sat down and looked at the scenario from the other person's perspective. I feel as though this was such a great teaching for him in life, because as he grew up, it became ingrained in him. The idealism of seeing yourself in others made him see the similarities and not the differences between him and another being. Therefore, he was more compassionate, more kind, more understanding, and non-judgmental, more non-judgmental, not always non-judgmental, of the other person. Now that he's 15, he's carried those same values within him. So I feel like this one simple method reduces people seeing and teaching onto their kids the differences. Now, the other thing is, as a parent and as parents, we need to obviously parent our children. But once again, you may not see it, because at times you do feel oneness with your child. You see it. But at the same time, we often parent our children with differences. So if our child comes to us, I'm going to use the same example. If our child comes to us with something that another child did to them, at that moment, because you feel your child is vulnerable, you want to blame. Well, the other one shouldn't. You want your child to feel right. You want your child to feel entitled, because you feel sorry for them at that moment. You want to fix things. When you do that, again, you are creating separation. And you're only doing that because you feel like that onto others. So it's that it's that programming, it's that entitlement, it's like how we've grown. Everybody fends for themselves in this world. You know, all that needs to change. And even when you're in a relationship, your partner, if you are going to always look at the differences and not work as a team with your man or with your girl, whatever the issue is going to overcome the two of you. You will never be able to resolve an issue if you look at it through separation and not as a togetherness with your spouse. You need to be a team when you're in love with somebody, whomever. I mean, eventually as you grow spiritually, you're not going to even see separation between you and the homeless person on the street. You're just not. You will never ever walk by another homeless person again and not make eye contact with them, because that is isolating somebody and telling them that you're better, and you're not. You're not. And that eye contact will turn into a smile, and they'll give you a smile back, and you don't even know. Right there, you may have elevated a little bit of joy in their life just by simply smiling and taking out the differences that you see between each other and elevating the similarities, because that person's also a human being. Whatever issues they had, you don't know them. You've probably had the same issues. You think you don't have some sort of addiction or some sort of, I don't know, parenting or mommy issues, daddy issues, whatever they may be. We all do. So that's it. It's a long vlog, but it just came to me this morning and I really was dying to talk about it. So it's early and now it's done. I love you guys, and I hope I got a little emotional. I don't even know why, but I hope this vlog helps. Love you guys.